All right, fighters, today on Contractor Fight TV, we're going to talk about how much time you're spending selling your projects and how to evaluate that, because guys, at the end of the day, you don't make a living. You don't change your life by typing up bids. It's actually one of the worst things you could do, and I'm going to show you why. Let's go. All right, there are several indicators on whether or not you're being as effective as you can as a salesperson in your contracting business, guys. Here's a few indicators that you might need some help to level up or better your sales skills. First thing right out of the gate is you're still running around doing free estimates. You've got some work to do as a salesperson. If you have tons and tons of windshield time driving from bid to bid to bid to bid to bid, that's a problem. If you're leaning on handouts and brochures and stuff like that to help you, feel like you're adding value to people, that's a problem. If you're bragging about all your years of experience and how amazing you and your people are, or that you don't use subcontractors, or whatever it is, if you're leaning on those things as a crutch in your sales process, you got some work to do as a salesperson. A couple other big ones here. If you are still spending hours a week, often late into the night, typing up bids and quotes, and then emailing estimates, and then chasing people for weeks on end just to get them to tell you to, go take a hike or whatever, that's a problem. If your debt is increasing, if you can't seem to ever turn the corner to be able to hire and keep some office help or whatever, guys, these are all indicators that you probably need to up your sales game. You need to better your skills as a salesperson in your business. See, the average contractor that we've talked to over the past several years spends between 3 and 4 hours per estimate. And that's, driving there, dancing and showing off about how amazing you are and why they should hire you. And then you go home and you type the shit up, and then you press send, and then you follow up with them, and they hide from you, or they tell you yes, they tell you no, whatever it is, all in all, and then you got to get a signed contract, blah, blah, blah. Everything all in. And I understand there's other trades. There's some of you guys that are doing, a lot bigger projects, and it's way more than 3 to 4 hours. And I understand that there are other companies that's way less. But what we have found is it averages somewhere between 3 and 4 hours for every lead that comes into your business per estimate. And when you think of it this way, it's no wonder we don't have any time to do anything in our business. We don't have time to market and network and train our people, okay, and hang with our families or whatever it might be, because we're spending so much time in the sales process. So about 6 years ago, my team and I, we started the Contractor Sales Academy, and the main reason was to help contractors save time, because we found it in our own lives and the people that we knew. And so we wanted to just kind of help pull all these different concepts that we'd learned through the years, through different sales training programs, and kind of make them really dialed in for the average residential home improvement contractor. And we've had great success doing that. So today I want to just share 3 things, and at the end of this video there'll be a link for you to get a free guide for word tracks that you can use to help you sell more. So stick around at the end and get that link. But I want to share 3 things for you to consider as you evaluate your sales process right now. So the first thing, guys, is what I call the reality check, and that is, what is your effective sales rate? It's what I call the ESR. This is found by, you take the dollars that you sold this week, or this month, or this year, however you want to do it, daily, hourly, or daily, weekly, monthly, I don't care, quarterly. How much did we sell? And then you divide that by the time you spent in the sales process. And now I count the sales process as the lead comes in, gets given to you or a salesperson. Now you're going to go out there and meet with them. You're going to drive there, sit in traffic. You're going to meet on site, and all the running your mouths and all that other crap. All right. And then if you got to go back and you got to work shit up and you got to do some research and you got to type the bid up, then you send the bid. But before you send the bid, you sharpen your pencil because you're negotiating against yourself, which is fucking ridiculous. Okay. And all in, that's the time. So what did you sell for a period of time this week. Divide that by the number of hours you spent selling the project. Notice I said selling, because you're also, if you don't have a good sales process, you're running around doing this for people that are never going to hire you, and that's a worse problem. Let's say your name's Joe, and you got 10 leads that came in this week, and at the end of the week, you sold $40,000 worth of your stuff, whatever your stuff is. But throughout the week, to run to these 10 leads and type things up, and all in, when you look at your time, you spent about 30 hours of your week, chasing these 10 leads, okay? So if you sell 40 grand and spend about 30 hours, your ESR, your effective sales rate, is $1,333. That's what you're earning. That's what our buddy Joe here is earning for his company per hour in his role as a salesperson. So think about that for a minute. Just this morning, which kind of prompted this video here today, one of the guys in our sales academy, I asked people to report their ESR for the week. And he had spent 12 hours in sales process activities, selling $36,000 worth of work. So his ESR is about $3,000. So for every hour he's spending in the sales process, he's earning the company $3,000. So guys, here's the deal. As you improve as a salesperson, as your skills level up, your ESR should increase as well. So for me, this is always a reality check. Maybe you have a sales team and you're paying somebody a salary to go sell for you and then they get commission. Well, I want you to think about how much money, how much of their time in that salary that you're paying them is going towards stuff that is not effective. All right, we could deal with math on that all day and blow your minds. All right, second thing I want to help you guys with. So first thing was help you evaluate your sales process and kind of wake you up a little is the reality check, the effective sales rate. Second and third thing are going to be a couple questions that I'm going to ask you and challenge you to work into your sales process with people that I guarantee will save you a lot of time, okay, and help increase your ESR. Second thing here I want you to consider is learn to ask the question at some point early in the conversation with the client, preferably on the telephone before you go out there. What phase of the buying process are you in currently? See, the tendency is for us to just chase these prospects as they come into our world. The lead comes in, we drop everything we do, we schedule an appointment, we run our asses out there, and then we meet with them. We spend a couple hours on site, a few hours at home or in the office typing shit up and researching things just to find out that they're just getting ideas or they're just planning for a project to do 2 years from now. Guys, that's a problem. And that happens far too often. In fact, before I got a hold of my own sales process many years ago, that was a big problem for me, is oftentimes people were planning, hey, when Johnny graduates college in 18 months, we're going to turn this section of the house into this, and so we're going to need the whole thing painted or whatever. Guys, that is not a good use of your time, and there are a lot of strategies and tactics to help you deal with a situation like that if you just take the time to ask that question, slow down and ask, hey, what phase of the buying process are you in? Well, I don't know what you mean, Tom. What does that mean? Well, listen, are you guys ready to sign a contract and get somebody in your house doing the work right now? Or are you guys just thinking about this for the future? Where are you at? Simple question like that. All right, third thing here, guys, we're going to talk about is the question, what would happen next? First, I want you to understand, guys, you are not going to, like I said at the top of this video, you're not going to change your life by running out to every estimate, every lead that comes in, and tap dancing for them and meeting with them and typing up bids and all that other bullshit. That is not how you change your life. You change your life by getting deposit checks and spending your best time and your best energy on the people that are more likely to give you a deposit check. This question, what would happen next, is actually part of what in our Shinfu sales process, step 3, we call the truth. This is rooted in the truth. And I'll tell you what, this step takes guts. It takes guts, and most people have a really hard time implementing this because they're afraid, okay? And they're afraid because they don't want to lose the sale. They're afraid that they're going to put it on the line a little too much. And so the key here, guys, you got to have really good rapport. You got to have a great spirit of the conversation with the prospect. You have had to go through steps 1 and 2 in our Shinfu process flawlessly in order for you to be able to pull off step 3, which is the guts part. What would happen next? We call it the truth. And it might sound like this. We've gone through the motive. We've gone through the budget. We've said, hey, based on what we're talking about or pictures we've seen and virtual sales, all this shit that everyone's hot for right now that we've been doing for 6 years. It might sound like this. Hey, based on what you're telling me, Joe, Sam, Mary, it's probably going to be right in that range of $10,000 to $12,000 for us to do this project for you. Whatever your amount is, right? Got a little bracket going there. Oh, great, Tom. Come right on out. That sounds awesome. That's where most contractors go, yay, I feel really good about this job. And they're going to run out there and then they're just going to get, some other objection or some reason they can't do the project now or whatever it might be. This is where the truth comes in. Instead of just saying, great, when can I come out? Let's rewind. Hey, great, that sounds awesome. 10 to 12 grand, let's go for it. Hey, Mary, I would love nothing more to come out and have a formal site visit with you, sometime this week. But just out of curiosity, what's going to happen when I come out there and I have a contract for $10,000 to $12,000 like I've just discussed here with you on the phone? What's going to happen next? And then shut your mouth. By asking that question, you have now entered the truth zone, okay? If you're going to hear, you don't want to get out there and hear something like, yeah, we want to think about it, we need to get some other bids and all that other bullshit, because that is robbing time from you. Now, some of you watching this right now are going, well, Tom, I'm a superhero. I can go out there, I'm charismatic, and I'm likable, and I can convince people to buy for me on the spot, and they have to meet me, and blah, 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 and this is bullshit. Well, we've been doing this a long time. We've helped thousands of contractors decrease their amount of time they're spending in the sales process, increase their revenue, increase their profit, increase their personal pay, okay, by working this process. And I get it, it ain't for everybody. Not everyone has the stones to implement some of the things that we talk about and put the practice in. So if you're in that camp, that's totally cool. But here's the 3 ways I want to recap for you to just evaluate your sales process. What's my ESR? What's the reality check here? Is my ESR, effective sales rate, going up? If not, you got some work to do. And then ask those 2 questions. What phase are you in? That'll save you some time, help you know where to go next in your process. And the third thing is, what's going to happen if I come out there and tell you the same thing I told you on the phone? Should I bring a contract with me? All right, because if they're going to keep shopping you around, you don't need to go out there. Okay? So guys, as we wrap this up, I want to challenge you to take a hard look at how effective you are or your team is as salespeople. Okay, some of you might be sitting there going, Tom, I sell $1 million a year. I sell $2 million a year. I sell 500 grand a year. I'm doing amazing. I'm an awesome salesperson. And that's great. However, check this out. What if you're wasting 3 to 4 hours, okay, think about all the people you're wasting 3 to 4 hours on, or whatever your time is or more, that you shouldn't be spending any time with, that you shouldn't be chasing. So for example, if I have 40 leads a month coming in, and I sell 50% of those, man, woo, I'm a good sales guy. That means there's still 20 leads times about 3 hours. That's 60 hours a month that I'm wasting on unicorns. I'm chasing the wrong fucking people, okay? And that 60 hours a month equates, if you think about that, that's about 18 weeks a year if you do the math. Think about that, 18 weeks a year. And if I'm close, that's about 1/3 of the year that you are wasting chasing unicorns. Think about how much more effective you could be with that 60 hours a month, spending it training your people, training your other salespeople, marketing your business, building relationships. Ton of other things you could be doing with those 60 hours that will make you a lot more money. All right? So guys, listen, check this out. I said there'd be a link at the end here. If you go to the contractorfight.com/virtual, VIRTUAL for all you non-spellers out there, okay? The contractorfight.com/virtual. You can get a free download of our 12 word tracks that'll help you up your sales game today. You guys rock. I got to roll. Make sure you subscribe, share this stuff, all that. See you next time.